I'm not talking to the grandmother. Okay, good.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing I recognized, and believe me, I was the only journalist who recognized it because I talked to other people, is in 3 pictures with Harrison during the salamander captain is on the surgery station. Harrison has in the close-up a little crumb on his left side. So I think you know what I mean. So.
I do, you bastard. You know, it's so crazy. Harrison, I think, went during that take and got some cookie from the craft services table and came back, and we're working on, you know, this thing. We're so intense and we didn't see this little crumb on the corner. I have painted it out for the IMAX version. I saw it now.
Okay.
But you are far too observant.
But
I'm watching his eyes. Why are you watching his mouth and not his eyes?
I don't know.
Anyway,
but what
go ahead.
Thing is, because we have this very great high-end technique sci-fi movie with such great special effects and so a great cast, and then you have this little piece in it. So what kind of feeling is it for you as a director to see it and you say, oh.
You know, when you're making a film, there are so many things going on. Your lighting, the sets, the time, the kids that have to go to school. I mean, on this movie, we had over 100 young people, and we had to have schools for different ages, and the actors can only work on set 5 hours a day because the rest of the time they must be in school. So the amount of juggling and the pace at which you have to work and the speed. And, you know, sometimes you miss a little moment where Harrison went and got a cookie and he gets a little crumb and then he's, you know, and you're quickly the makeup artist, but you're trying to shoot and keep moving. So, look, the great thing about movies is I think it's important for people to have things that they can find where they find a little mistake. We're not perfect.
But it's very funny.
He's going to make this interview about this goddamn crumb. Be careful, she'll stop and you won't have asked what other questions you want to talk about.
No problem. It was for me, as a film-loving person, it was so good to see that there are things that you can recognize that other people don't recognize, and you see it, and so that was just about your feeling about it.
So how did you feel about the themes of the movie?
Yeah, I love the music.
Okay,
so looking at all this very great props and set design, which is also cool. How difficult or how easy is it as a director to get this all together so that it looks at the end so perfect? Because I think you have a crew of maybe 200, 300 people, and you have just a screenplay and must put this on a real set. So how difficult or how stressful is it to get this all together?
Well, I think, you know, one of the things that's really fun about making movies and also very terrifying is you have to turn words into pictures. And there are 2 big scenes, big visual sequences in the film that were stressful to think about but really fun to get right in the end. Let's talk about the first one, which is this huge battle room that the young people play this amazing game in Zero Gravity. In the book, it takes place in a black boxed room and it reads beautifully and the interactions are fantastic. And I loved it. And then when I started to adapt the script, I thought, oh boy, I mean, is that visual? I'm stuck in a black box. I'm in space, but I don't see space. I could be doing this on Earth. So I started to get quite stressed about that. And I thought, what do I do? And then I thought, okay, what if I make it in a huge glass sphere where when you jump out into the space, you see the stars and you see Earth below you. And what a great feeling that would be. And actually, it's more realistic for space because when you jump into space, it's not black. It has stars and suns and moons and you see things in different places in the Earth. So I thought that in a way would be more realistic and certainly it would be much more visually exciting. So I come with this idea to my production designers and my producer, I want to do this big glass sphere. And there's silence, you know. It's like, and they go, Gavin, we love this idea, but do you know how expensive that's going to be? So, but luckily they loved the idea. Everybody came on board, and Ben Proctor and Sean Harworth designed a fantastic battle room. Matthew Butler, visual effects supervisor, just such incredible attention to photorealistic detail, the reflections in the glass, all of this stuff. Just great fun doing that work.
All is perfect except laser guns for the battle play. You see this lightning scenes in it, and it looks so well done, so real. So how long does it take to develop this all?
Well, it's interesting. The laser gun is every single prop. I could talk to you for hours about the helmets and the way there's air coming through the back to stop the things misting up, the curve of the glass, the way reflections of the lights will come because you'll see them in the glass. If it's too flat, the reflections don't. the amount of detail that goes into a film, which is why I love making films. You work with these incredibly talented people in every department. In the laser guns, Don Milojevic, our prop master, builds these guns. I mean, the ones that come apart, and then the way that the idea is it's based on a cyclotron that whoop, and then it shoots energy between two magnets. It doesn't have a barrel. The beam comes between two magnets like a cyclotron, and just the work that went into working that out and creating the blue spinning effect. And then obviously with CG we help put the beams, but the amount of time we spend working on what those beams would look like. We didn't want them to be just a blue laser, you know, or a red laser. We've seen this before, and every time you have to do something that people haven't seen before. So we had tremendous fun with Don McAlpine, my cinematographer, a wonderful man. We spent ages with the glass curve of the helmets. You know, you see these beautiful helmets in the movie, and at one point somebody said to me, Gavin, you want to specially design these helmets. Why can't you just get motorbike helmets? So they made us look for the best moped helmets. I had some brought from Italy. I said, guys, they look like bobbleheads. We have to design custom helmets. This is the most beautiful prop. And all the lights inside the battle room are going to reflect in these helmets. And if you look, which I'm sure you wouldn't notice until I tell you, but if you look at the way the patterns of the lights when they're in the gate come down like tribal tattoos, these things give us as filmmakers tremendous satisfaction. Audience doesn't care, but they would care if it was bad. When it's good, you shouldn't notice. It should just, oh, well, of course it looks like that. But in fact, every one of those decisions takes time. And there's some that you do better than others. And every now and then you make a little mistake and there's a crumb on the corner of someone's lip.
But be sure so many people recognize this, that, and they will love it. Me too, I would love to get one of these laser guns.
Yes.
So if you have a pop auction, please let me know. I'll be online.
I shall tell my producers that you would like a laser gun, yes, and you will pay a lot of money for it, and we can auction it to you on eBay and recover our budget. Okay. But you're right, I think we should be selling these laser guns. We probably, you know, at the time we didn't make enough. We're so worried about how much money we have.
But you should do a general
Send me a proposal for what you'll pay, and anything is possible.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Have
so
fun.
much.
Lovely.